Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Jimmy Lick, and you're listening to the Second Society podcast, where we sit down with members of Second Society and learn unique stories about them and how Second Society has changed their life. Today we speak with Joey REGER, who is an incredible videographer and photographer, and recently just went through a crazy motorcycle accident and had to find shooters to cover about 15 weddings while he was recovering. So it's an incredible story. I wish it upon nobody, but without further ado, let's check it out. What's going on, guys? We are here with our Second Society podcast. I'm here with Joey REGER. He's got an amazing story to kind of share with us. But before we do that, I kind of wanted to jump in and learn a little bit more about Joey. He's a new friend of mine, and we just kind of want to get to know him a little bit better. So Joey, thank you so much for joining us. And I would love to hear more about your story. But first, tell us about who you are, how long you've been in the wedding industry, and kind of what your role is in that.
Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm Joey. I've been doing weddings since 2015. Probably like well over 300. Initially wanted to do photography, and then I was like, oh, weddings are cool. This is fun for photo. And so I was like, I want to try video. So I told a buddy, hey, let me shoot a wedding for free. And he was like, yeah, sure, come along. Because I wasn't awful. And so he was like, okay, you can come, whatever. The client's cool with it. And so I did that, shot my first video wedding in 2015. Then my second one I charged for.
Wow.
Probably shouldn't have. And then it just kept going. And learning video and doing weddings, I learned a lot from photographers because I was working alongside photographers. And so I was like, oh, that's how you do these certain situations. And this is how you navigate your clients. I like that. And so I learned so much. And then I did one of those mass production companies, that send you out to weddings and you shoot them and send the footage away. I was doing a ton of that. And that right there taught me so much and how to shoot weddings better and become better. And so I did that all the time. And I did that perceived value where I would, share my stories and I'm shooting a wedding, but you didn't know that it was for someone else.
Yeah, right.
And so that's how I kind of rised up into everything and becoming, full-time, able to do this all day, every day, editing and such. And now, here I am. Alive.
Did you enjoy that process of working for somebody else, like a bigger company like that? I've also done that a little bit, and just curious about like what your take is.
Yeah, I mean, if I can remember, it was like $110 an hour or something. Like, that's ridiculous.
That's pretty freaking good. Yeah.
You gotta go to school for that. And so and I understand our egos in this industry, and I understand like we know how much more we can make. Yep. But put it into perspective, if I shoot 3 weddings every weekend for this company, like, damn, it's a lot of money. And that's a lot of money. And it's a lot more if you're your own weddings, obviously. But I didn't care or humbled I don't know what I did, but it didn't bother me because I was like, damn, I'm learning from these photographers. I'm making good money that like people go to school to make, and I enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy it as long as I got to edit it, So
yeah.
But there came a time where it wasn't worth it anymore, like the time of your own time, obviously.
Yeah.
And so I don't necessarily do that anymore unless someone really needs me, like a friend, like a close friend. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that.
So now you're kind of full-time, doing this on your own. It's your own company. How many weddings do you shoot a year now? And how long have you been doing that? Like pretty much on your own?
I think 6-figure wise and like, I think 2017, I started doing about 25 plus.
Okay.
And then now it's on average, if you count photo and video, it's a shit ton. But if you count them both together as one wedding and stuff, I would say like 35-ish a year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so that, I mean, it's my identity too. Like I identify as a wedding professional. Like I love this. This is my career and I love it.
Yeah.
And so it's okay. Like I don't mind shooting that much, but it sucks when you get in an accident.
Yeah. Yes. So tell me, I mean, you shoot how many, you're doing 35 weddings total with photography and videography, right?
Yeah, I have a whole team.
Okay. So how many people are on your team?
So I have I have about 3 to 4 second shooters I can depend on.
Okay.
And then I would say 3 to 4 that are like hopefully I can get them if I need them, or you want to just change it up a little. You don't want to keep shooting with the same person or something, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um, I got a decent sized team. And I also sell associate weddings, if a double book or anything,
Yep.
which I'm trying to build up. And so I have been building into my friends and making them, where I was, we're trying to learn and just cultivate that and like show them how much I care, buy them gifts and all that stuff. And not because I'm trying to schmooze them or anything, because I really do care and I'm stoked that they want to work with me.
Yeah.
And it's exciting because I don't want to be at that like thousands of weddings a year scale,
Yep.
but I do want to be like a wedding house
Okay.
where people can get the look and feel and day, because I only let people that work with me who are like me, like little off the wall.
Yeah, man.
So
So, I mean, the Second Society is like really, that is the dream that I'm trying to make for everybody. And I think you're a perfect candidate of exactly what I want for a lot of people, which is the ability to be still a boutique company, but hire out, maybe 3 to 4 people and get them on your team and have like loyalty in that,
yeah,
and then you can kind of grow it as slowly or as fast as you want to because of the network that you have inside Second Society. And I love that you're kind of touching on you only bring on people that like are like you.
yes,
So tell me a little bit about that process for you. Like that's
right.
that's been hard for me to do. So I would love to listen. And I know a lot of people would love to learn like what it's like to kind of bring on those people.
Yeah, I mean, you want your day to be fun, and that's how I sell everything to my clients, to say I'm not a vendor. Like I don't want to be considered just someone who's capturing your day. I'm a part of your day. I'm a part of your that whole entire like just uh time. It's funny because after my accident, and I'm being serious. Words, it's the craziest thing. So when I did
Wow.
get, I don't remember a lot, and so I'll just get this like fog, and it's so hard to adapt to. And I was like, what's that word I'm looking for? And I'll sit there and talk with people. But anyways,
Yeah.
an experience. See, it's such an easy word, and I couldn't think of
Yeah.
that. So like, it's the experience is what I'm trying to give the client. Like, yes, we're going to capture great footage. We're going to capture great photos. Like that's just anyone can really do. Like in a sense, obviously.
Right.
But what I want to give you is this pass of vulnerability where you can be yourself completely, and I'm going to engage in that with you, not just standing there awkwardly and watching you and then make you feel dumb. No,
Yeah.
I will mold into whoever you are and become that form. So that's the hard part of finding someone who is like that, because a lot of people are introverted, and that's okay. But I need the extroverted people who aren't too much. It's a crazy fine line.
Yeah.
And with this company that you're starting, like, are you going to be able to review people? Like, this guy was great, it's 5 stars, or like, it's kind of savage, I guess, because, to get a bad review, it suck.
Yeah.
But is that kind of how it's going to be?
Yeah, so this is going to be a 5-star, like basically process, and there's going to be 6 different categories that you can rate somebody on a star
Yeah.
system.
Dang, that's amazing. I think that's really neat. During my accident, though, oh my God, like even having my own team, it does not matter. Like I still needed so much help, and I can't even believe that we got through all that. It's still just, it's mind-boggling, because the
Yeah,
day I was supposed to go to Ojai, which is like 4 hours for me, I think. Um, that was the day before the wedding, which is on a Thursday. It was a Wednesday. So Wednesday morning, I got in my accident.
wow.
Oh no. And so my sister-in-law, she's learning very quickly, very talented. She was gonna go with me. So she's like, uh-oh, obviously. And the hard part was I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even like have any like I couldn't delegate anything. I was out of it. Like I was
Yeah.
literally on the bed, my whole chest collapsed. Like I know we want to get into this later, but just to get into
No, this is it. Let's kind of start from the beginning. Take us through.
yeah.
For those of you who don't know, you got in a motorcycle accident maybe 3 or 4 months ago.
Almost 3 months, the 21st.
Okay,
Oh,
3 months ago.
21st. Oh wow, 3 months.
There you go. Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
You're
thank
back
you.
talking.
I
3
can't lift
months
my
later.
arm more than this, but there you
That's
go.
that's a super quick recovery, I think, for
I'm
a crazy
trying.
accident like that. So to
Oh
kind of
yeah.
walk us through from what you do know, or what you've been told from people, how the
Right.
accident happened, and give us a walkdown.
Right. I wanted to go get my fitness in. I love CrossFit. and I'm going to tell you I do CrossFit because that's what we do. We tell you we do CrossFit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
doing it since 2015. And so I wanted to do that before we left for our trip to Ojai. And so my wife took my keys to my truck. And so I was like, oh, I'll just take my bike because it's street legal and all that stuff. And I went to CrossFit, did my workout. Next thing you know, I'm on my bike. And then I just remember hitting the ground, which is so it was literally a block. I got out of the driveway and it was a block away that I got in my accident. I remember hitting the ground. Oh, I remember a car hitting me on my side. So my whole entire left side was just split open, blood everywhere. And next thing you know, I bounce on the ground and the lady gets out of the car and she's like, you want me to call 911? And I was like, I couldn't even breathe, dude. I was just like, oh my God. Yeah. I was trying to, and it's so funny because I was still nice. Like you think you'd be so mad. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But I was just like, yeah, please. Like, yeah. Like in hindsight though, it's like, dude, duh. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like you just smacked me.
My intestines are on your car. You know what I mean?
Blood was everywhere. I remember taking off my helmet and I'm laying there. And the next thing you know, people just start showing up, which is insane. But I'm sure, I don't know how long this all took, but people just started showing up. And I was like, where the hell are you guys all come from? Because it's like an industrial area.
Yeah.
And so you're like in this weird daze. And so everything is so weird. Like, what is going on? This lady gets my phone. I tell her who my passcode to my phone is.
Wow.
She calls my wife, tells my wife, I don't know what hospital he's going to go to, but he's in an accident, whatever. The firemen come, and I remember asking the fireman, am I going to die? Because I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. It was just a really awful situation of feeling. And it was the weirdest thing, death in that sense of just sitting there.
Yep.
And just thinking like, oh, it's not so bad. Like I don't know. It's not like what I thought it would be, you know?
Right.
But I can tell something was very wrong. And so they give me all this stuff so I didn't feel anymore. I get to the hospital, my whole entire right side of my chest, I broke all my ribs. And they turned into mush. So my ribs like lacerated my intestine, like a slight laceration to my stomach. I broke my T9, so I broke my back.
Yeah.
I guess I can say that, but I broke my T9 vertebrae. I fractured my hip. That's where I got hit.
Oh.
So, and they were really scared about that. So they put a bag in there because if you get your hip infected, it's really bad to your bone.
Yeah.
So they were like stressed about that, which is stressing me out. I can't feel the left side of my foot still, or my left side, and they say that's because to the fracture to my spine, the nerve. So like my whole left side down, I can't really feel it. It's a weird sensation.
Yeah.
He said that because of my muscle structure.
Yeah.
You know,
you have a good muscle structure, dude.
I'm a big guy though. You wouldn't think that I can, outrun a lot of people or outdo a lot of people, but because I eat like a dumbass. But he was like, your muscles literally kept your shoulder mostly intact. So like it was all broken, but he was able to put it back. This is how he explained it. He was like, I was able to grab it all and then put the things in like screws, nuts, bolts, wires, metal plates, everything. I did cold plunge this morning, and I tell you, oh my God, it hurts so bad. It radiates. Like I could feel it completely. It's worth it still. I love cold plunge.
Oh my gosh.
But that's how that went. Yeah, and I was out of it, and I was still trying to talk to clients and email them while I was on the freaking
hospital bed.
Yeah.
How long were you in the hospital for?
10 days.
Okay. Dang.
Yeah.
And so then give us a breakdown of, what was on your plate at that point. Obviously you have a wedding the next day. Were you able to get that covered? And then
so I was out of it on Thursday. My really good friend Richard, who I've been building into and making into a strong wedding professional, just photo and video. He went and handled it for me.
Wow.
And that was a special wedding because I was like, okay, I'll give you 8 hours, and then throughout the night I'll come back and party with you a little bit and get some party footage because they're like from Jordan and they love to party and it's crazy. Like, hell yeah, I want to party too. And I was excited for this wedding. But what happened with that is he didn't really understand that. And she was trying to tell him, no, Joey said that. And that's the sucky part too, is that I said I would in kind because I want to have fun.
Yep.
So when I sent him out to do it, she expected him to do the same. Like, dude, that's not how that works. Like, so I had to pay him for 16 hours.
Oh man.
So he worked 16 straight hours.
It was like
800 gigs, dude. I'm like, geez. And on top of that, I've got 2 months behind on editing. And
Oh,
so I finished my July wedding
oh my
because I can
God.
finally sit here and get things done because I couldn't sit at my desk for that long. It
Yeah.
was way too painful.
Oh man.
What was so crazy is that my wife just kicked it into gear because she's awesome. Like she's a really good videographer,
Yeah.
but she's very introverted. Um, but it's very fun when we work together. Like I bring it out of her, and so
Yeah.
like, and we're like the perfect team. Um, and so she handled all the video. She went and did as much as she could.
Did
Her
she do
work
it
was
by
very good.
herself?
She brought her sister,
Okay.
the one that my sister-in-law, the one that I'm building into. And so she brought her sister to all everything. And mind you, she's in the learning phase of it all, right? So I'm not paying her.
Wow.
And that's another thing in this industry too, is that people think that just because they understand the camera and they can get stuff that they should be paid. I'm like, you have no experience.
Yeah.
Like, I know that like internships people are against, but I don't think so. Because when I started, I didn't care. I hustled, and I'll do anything for free because I want this to work out. And she has that same mindset, and she's incredible. And I owe her so much because she went and helped and assisted all these weddings.
Thank you.
And so, but I told her first wedding next year in February is her first paid wedding, like officially second shooter paid wedding.
Awesome.
And this is gonna be such a good app for her. Or it's gonna be an app,
Yeah, it's basically a web-based app.
web-based app. Yeah. So
Yep.
this is gonna be insane. And shoot, even me, like I would want to hop on there because like I have down months.
Yep.
Like January, I have 0 weddings.
Yeah, same. Same, we all do.
So when I go back to September 21st, that next day wedding. Luckily, I didn't have another wedding until the 1st.
Okay.
And so that whole entire span, people were losing their shit. Like, oh my God, Joey, where are you are you going to shoot my wedding? I was like, oh no, like I really can't. And so then it became 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So far, 7. 7 weddings that I could not shoot. And so, and a few of those were photo and video. So yeah, close, I guess if you want to say 14. So I did need that many people. And it was really hard because I kept thinking that, oh yeah, I think in 2 weeks I'll be able to shoot your wedding. Because I kept thinking that the healing process was going to be simple. I didn't realize the scope of just how badly I was injured.
Yeah.
And now I do because I can't even, it's still, like I said, I can't even lift it more than that, which is
That's
really
crazy.
difficult, obviously shooting. And I shoot handheld.
Yeah.
It's awful. But luckily for me, I had a team. I know a lot of people aren't in that same position.
Yeah.
And again, this is where your thing comes in. And I looked at it and I was like, dang, this is so freaking brilliant because I can't stand Facebook.
Yep.
I need a shooter for July 5th. Canon preferred. Why does it got to be Canon? Because I can't color correct Sony and Canon. I suck. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, I just can't do it.
Not.
It's a pain in the butt.
It's not fun. Not fun.
Not at all.
Yeah. So like, I mean, for you, kind of being able to see the site a little bit and then, knowing your situation right now, especially like with not really knowing where your recovery is going to be, something like this might make it a little bit easier.
Oh, dude, like Georgia in February. How cool would that be? Like if this thing was already just filled to the brim and I can be like, yo, I need you to come. Like that'd be sick. And like, that's great. I already know who you are and it's not going to be weird. And it's not going to be like, are you sure you could do that? Like, cause second shooters are so like important in a way that takes my stress away. Yes, I could shoot a wedding solo.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to? No.
That's it. And so you can, reach out to multiple people, like basically find all your favorites, all the people that look like they might be like you, that they might be extroverted, and have that same style, and then all message them all at once. And just ask them, like, hey, are you available for this date? Let me know. And you already know that they technically are available through their calendar, but just obviously double checking. And so it's really just one message.
That's so perfect.
Yeah.
I already feel like less anxiety right now. Like knowing that's a thing. Like it's going to, hell yeah. All right, cool. Next year's great.
That's awesome, man. That's the way I want it. I really want it to be like, we're all kind of one team. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we work for each other, both of our businesses grow.
Yeah.
There's a saying that's like rising tide raises all ships, and
Oh,
that's kind of
yes.
how I want Second
Yeah.
Society to be. It's basically just one company all together, working together and having access to kind of everybody.
Yeah, heck yeah. And then that's going to be like a monthly thing. And obviously I saw the lifetime.
Hmm.
Is that lifetime still available?
Yeah. Yeah. Lifetime's
Okay.
still available.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's there's a pre-sale going on right now until we launch in late January. And then there'll be a lifetime available for the first 1,000 people that sign up after that.
so sick, dude.
Yeah,
So
man.
cool.
Well, dude, I appreciate you kind of hopping on here, sharing your story. What a wild story. And I pray
Yeah.
that it doesn't happen to anybody. If you want to check out Joey's work, he does phenomenal work, both photo and video. And you can check him out at joeyreger.com. Hey guys, thanks so much for listening to Joey's story. If you want to hear more stories like this, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, if you want to get plugged into an incredible network of high quality wedding photographers and videographers, make sure to sign up today at secondsociety.io. That is all I have for you today. So thank you so much for listening, and we will talk to you soon.